If you believe the hype, this is the ultimate GM truck option. Quadrasteer technology was introduced in 2002 and was an expensive and very cool yet commercially unsuccessful option for a variety of GM full-size truck applications. Now initially it was introduced on the 2002 Sierra Denali extended cab short bed, but then in the years to come was extended to the Silverado as well as the 3/4 ton Suburban and Yukon. Now to properly explain how Quadrasteer, which is four-wheel steering technology, actually worked would take a much longer video, but in a nutshell what it allowed was rear steering to assist the front steering, so four-wheel steering, to allow for much tighter turning radiuses at low speed and much more direct and controllable steering at high speeds, especially while towing. Now, despite Quadrasteer technology being one of the most loved options to ever exist on the GM platform, and I mean that, anytime I talk about GM trucks, the number one thing I get asked is why I didn't talk about Quadrasteer. It really wasn't commercially successful, and it only really existed for a few years in the Sierra, Silverado, 3/4 ton Yukon, and 3/4 ton Suburban, and a lot of people blame the price. It was a $6,000 option all the way back in 2002, which equates to a whole bunch of money in 2025. So despite the fact that a lot of people love it, and if you ask the owners, once you have a GM truck or SUV with Quadrasteer, you will never want to own one without it, it really didn't sell that well, and GM actually ended up discounting the Quadrasteer option later in the model years before it was ultimately discontinued. That said, it doesn't really seem like that's holding anybody back from seeking out and buying Quadrasteer-equipped Sierras, Silverados, Yukons, and Suburbans, and the market for sure does not show any signs of slowing down anytime soon.